Let's get started with backend technologies and frameworks. But first, what exactly is backend development? Backend development is the art of building and maintaining the server-side logic of any web application. It's the backbone of your digital experiences, handling data storage and processing, and seamless communication with your front end. Before we dive into the world of backend development, let's lay a solid foundation. Start with a programming language like Python, JavaScript, or Java. Then master various data types, control structures, function to become efficient backend developer. Next, you have to understand how the web operates and how backend play a pivot role. Then you have to learn HTTP, which is the foundation of data communication on the web, and URL and client-server model underpin the entire internet. Now it's time to choose your programming language for backend development. Popular options are Node.js, Python, Java. Node.js based on JavaScript is ideal for if you are already familiar with the language. Python is known its simplicity and reliability. Java is widely used in enterprise level applications. For those seeking trends, consider Golang, which combines performance and simplicity. So backend development can be made more efficient with right tools. Frameworks like Express.js for Node.js, Django or Flask for Python, Spring Boot for Java offer free-built solutions. These frameworks streamline development by providing ready-made libraries and structures, enabling developers to focus on building unique features. Database management is a key part of backend development. So understand both relational database like MySQL, PostgreSQL, which excel at structured data, and NoSQL database like MongoDB, Firebase are suitable for unstructured or semi-structured data. Learn the art of data modeling, querying, and database optimization to efficiently store and retrieve data. Communication is key between the front end and back. Application programming interfaces, we call it as APIs, are the bridge that connect them, allowing them to interact seamlessly. Master the art of designing and building these APIs like RESTful or GraphQL APIs, which define how data is requested, transferred, and presented between two sides of the application. In this digital world, security is a key component. So you have to learn how to implement robust user authentication and authorization mechanism to safeguard sensitive data and resources in your applications. And you have to study security best practices, including encryption to protect data in transit, input validation to prevent malicious inputs, and defense against common vulnerabilities like SQL injection and cross-site scripting. As your backend development skill grows, you will encounter the challenges of scaling and performance optimizations. So you have to explore techniques such as load balancing, caching, and database indexing to ensure your application can handle high traffic and remain responsive. Next, you can explore advanced concepts like microservices, serverless architecture. Microservices involve breaking down the application into smaller, independently deployable services, while serverless computing allows you to focus on code without managing infrastructure. Then you have to understand how to deploy and manage an application in the cloud. How to leverage cloud services like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud for scalable and cost-effective deployments.
Now you have covered the basics that require you to know about web development. So let's take it up a notch and explore how you can make your applications truly stand out from the rest. For this, you can consider UI UX design in your application. First of all, let's talk about user interface designing, or more commonly known as UI designing. UI designing is the process of designing the look and feel of the interface. To design a good UI, you must consider facts like using good typography, selecting a good color scheme, selecting correct shapes for elements like text boxes and buttons. These are only a few of many things that we should consider when developing a UI. So, to understand this concept better, let me give you an example. So, this is the example for good UI design, and this is the example of bad UI design. So, in the case of bad UI design, users may struggle to distinguish between the different buttons. And in the good UI design, the buttons, the confirm and the cancel button, the difference is quite clear. So this makes the user experience of the application better. Moving on, let's explore user experience designing, or more commonly known as UX designing. UX designing is all about the shaping the overall user experience of an application. It has elements like product naming, page transitions, animations, and gesture detections. Compared to UI designing, UX designing is a more complex and a research-driven field. To help you differentiate between a good UX and a bad UX, let's take an everyday example. So let's take this example. So this example is pretty clear, right? I'm sure we have all struggled to pour sauce from a glass bottle. But when it comes to a plastic bottle, it's quite easy, right? So this example illustrates that this glass bottle has a bad UX experience and the plastic bottle has a good UX experience. So this example illustrates how the user experience is much smoother on the left side of the plastic bottle compared to the right side, making the plastic bottle the clear winner. I think now you have some basic idea on what UX designing is. So this is a brief overview of UI UX designing, and we just barely scratched the surface. And if you're intrigued, there's a lot of content available online to, to go deeper into this field. Just keep in mind that paying attention to UI UX in your application will undoubtedly make your project much better. So now let's go ahead and discuss SaaS products.
Let's move on to SaaS products for software development. SaaS tools streamline development by offering pre-built functionalities and resources and helping developers to accelerate projects, increase efficiency, and lower the development overhead. As an example, Asgardio provides pre-built authentication and authorization services, including multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, and social login integrations. Instead of developing these features from scratch, developers can quickly integrate Asgardio authentication solution into their applications. Another one is Choreo. It helps you to deploy your applications without thinking about infrastructures. Now we can apply our knowledge to build something. So in here we are talking about building an e-commerce website. E-commerce refers to the buying and selling of products or service online. It has revolutionized the way business operate and how consumers shop. E-commerce websites have several key components, each playing a crucial role in creating seamless shopping experience for you. These components include user interface. This is the customer-facing part of the website. It is responsible for displaying products, managing shopping carts, and facilitating the checkout process. Then the backend system. The backend handles core functionality like processing orders, managing inventories, handling user accounts. It ensures that everything runs smoothly behind the scene. Next, we have database. Database store essential data such as product information, customer profiles, order history, transactional records, and ensuring the data integrity and retrieval efficiency. Another thing is security. Security measure including authentication and authorization, protect customer information and transaction, and ensuring the trust and confidentiality. Building an e-commerce website requires a robust software stack that combines various technologies. Now let's talk about example e-commerce website tech stack. For the front-end development, we can use React for your e-commerce website. And for the mobile application, we can use React Native. For the backend development, we can use Node.js, Express.js as a framework, and you can use RESTful pattern for APIs. For database management purposes, you can use MongoDB, or you can use relational database like MySQL. For identity management, you can use Asgardio. To deploy your e-commerce website, we can use Choreo.
By now, you have a good understanding of the key things that you should consider when developing an e-commerce website. So, let's explore some additional improvements that can enhance both the e-commerce website and the developer experience. First, let's consider UI UX considerations. When it comes to e-commerce, a smooth and user-friendly experience is very important. So, let's take a look at a few UI UX considerations that can significantly improve the user experience of an e-commerce app. First point is streamline the purchase process. Purchase process should be easy for user. They should be able to quickly locate what they need and to proceed to checkout seamlessly. So let's watch this video. As you can see from here, the user do not need to go to another page to add that item into a cart. So they can easily add that item into a cart, and also they can easily view an overview of that item quite easily without going into a separate page. That makes experience much better to the user. The next consideration is showing the product availability. Displaying the availability status of items upfront is a must. Users shouldn't have to click into a product to discover that it's out of stock. So it's like that. So we can see here that AirPods Pro has been sold out. So this is an example of what I described here. Also, few other points are efficient checkout. Efficient checkout means simplifying the checkout process, allowing the user to complete their purchase without creating an account. And also guest user details. So guest user detail means if a user chooses to check out as a guest, you should consider saving their details temporarily, like shipping address in something like a cookie or a browser storage. So this eliminates the need for them to re-enter information on subsequent visits, making their user experience much better. So these are just a few of considerations that can significantly enhance the e-commerce experience. Just keep in mind that the user satisfaction and ease of use are central to the success of an e-commerce site and your project as well. So just keep in mind that. Also, to further improve your development experience and enhance stability and enhance security of your project, you can consider integrating SaaS products into your website. So as mentioned earlier, for instance, you can use Asgardio to streamline the user registration process. By relying on trusted SaaS solutions, you can free up development resources and focus on the critical aspects of your project. Now, let's look at how to choose the correct tech stack.
Now that you have learned the basics of a tech stack and explored a practical example, let's move into a more critical topic: how to select the right tech stack for your project. One important point you should take note of is that the flexibility and scalability of the tech stack. The latest may not be the best. Sometimes newer tech may not yet align with your project's unique needs, so you have to ensure that your chosen tech stack can grow and adapt when the requirements of your project change with time. Tech stack ecosystem. When selecting a tech stack, check if it has enough community around it to help you if something goes wrong. A large ecosystem also offers a lot of learning resources, which can help a lot when it comes to learning about the stack. Timeline of the project. You have to consider the project's timeline when you are selecting a tech stack, because certain tech stacks may speed up the development while others can extend it. Evaluate how your chosen tech stack aligns with your project's deadlines to ensure that you can deliver it in time. Qualifications of your development team and specialist availability. Assess the skill set of your development team and see whether they have the expertise in the selected stack. This is more applicable when you are working in the industry, and yet it is an important factor to consider. The product specification and functionality. Perhaps most importantly, your tech stack should align with your product's specific needs and functionality. For example, if your product may require mobile application, then choosing Angular may not be suitable. It may be better to go with Flutter. In summary, selecting the correct tech stack involves the evaluation of factors like flexibility, ecosystem, timeline, team expertise, and alignment with your project specifications. By making an informed choice, you lay a solid foundation for the success of your project. We have covered the fundamentals, looked into front-end and back-end technologies, explored the importance of UI UX design and SaaS products. We also discussed real-world applications like e-commerce websites. Finally, remember that the right tech stack and a thoughtful design and a commitment to user satisfaction can make your project a success. Thank you.